Yo, 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 yo. How is
Yo,
everyone doing today?
what's up? What's up?
We are literally on episode 5. How you
Cinco.
feeling? How you feeling about doing 5 episodes of this thing, man?
So far, so good. I don't know. I think I'm listening to them, and I think we have some solid hits. I don't know. How do you feel?
I think they're getting better as we go. Each
Yeah.
one, the next one's always better than the previous one. Not to say that the previous ones weren't good, but so how's everything going over there in sunny South Florida?
It is hot. It's miserable, and yeah, summer's here. That's definitely for sure. So
Yeah, we are definitely feeling that heat down here, or up here in South Carolina. I can only imagine, but the humidity down there, I believe, is going to be a lot worse.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. So what are we talking about today on episode 5? First of all, I'm Tony. You?
I am Roly from Roly's Retro Room, and this is my good friend Tony.
What's up?
And we're here to basically talk about all those things from the 90s, the 80s, the early 2000s, all the nostalgia stuff, movies, video games, TV shows, toys. And today, man, do we got some, I guess they're toys. Some are toys, extras from the 90s that we would get. Some fast food stuff. A particular experience also that we had in the 90s we'll talk about, and then something that we all used to do when we used to go out to the movies, right, or at least right before the movies. We're going to be touching on that. So today we're talking about all the extra things, not the Happy Meals, but the extra things you used to get at fast food places. Like you would buy a meal or a Happy Meal or something like that, and it's like, oh, for $1, for like $2, you could get this item. The next thing we'll talk about is the whole ice cream truck experience. The ice cream truck would come down your neighborhood, and just the pure insanity that would
Oh, the
come with the
joy.
ice cream truck.
Oh, the joy. The joy.
And there's a little history to the ice cream truck and the music, which we found out today when we were researching. And I was just like, wow, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, we were definitely mind blown with that one.
Yeah, I
We'll talk a little bit about that.
a little tainted stain on our childhood.
Yeah.
And we'll end it on another note when we'll talk about the good old movie phone.
Oh, the movie phone guy.
The movie phone.
We didn't have Fandango and stuff.
No, we didn't. So, first off, back in the day, do you remember? Let me ask you: were you a Burger King or a McDonald's guy?
Ooh, good question. I think I was a little bit of both, but if I had to choose, it'd probably be McDonald's for sure. Definitely a happy. I think it's something about that nostalgic Happy Meal box that I think separated from Burger King and things like that.
Yeah, I figured that. I think we had a conversation a while back, and you told me something like that. I'm a Burger King guy. Burger King was my thing. Food wise, I just like Burger King better, and yeah. So I just enjoyed Burger King a lot. Like the food was better. The burger felt more like a burger to me there. But yeah, speaking of which, we have on screen the Happy Meal crew of Burger King.
The
And
Burger King Kids.
if
Is
you
that what
look,
they called it? Or the Burger King Kids? Is that what it is?
yeah, and it's a very diverse group. I realized it. I thought of them when I saw it. I'm like, it kind of reminded me of Captain Planet. You had somebody from everywhere. So you got Kid Vid, which is the blonde guy with the visor. That was my favorite guy. I mean, I'm literally dressed like Kid Vid with my glasses and the
For
hat.
sure. Kind of looks like Cyclops.
Yeah. They gave you, so the kid in the wheelchair. So, the kids that were disabled didn't feel left out.
For
Yeah,
sure.
the sporty girl, and then the adventurous girl, which is on there, and then the Spanish kid. Or no, is he Spanish? No, I think he's Asian. I
Is
think
he
he's
Asian or Hispanic?
I think. Well, he looks Spanish, but I think his name is Asian.
Oh,
And
so
then you have the African American character, and then you gotta have like a nerdy kid in there, and he kind of looks like, I guess they're going for like an Einstein thing, and they call them IQ. And then
yeah.
the dog, I'm going to assume the dog is Kid Vid's dog. But anyways, that is the crew of the Burger King, like, Happy Meal crew. Like whenever you get a Happy Meal, one of them, I actually have a toy of Kid Vid somewhere back there in the 90s section of the room. But Burger King to me was my thing. So Burger King had some banger additional accessories you could buy.
For sure.
And if we're gonna jump into and talk about these things, the first thing we have to talk about is those Nightmare Before Christmas watches.
Oh my
Dude,
god, dude!
when
Oh my god, do you remember those? Like
when the
they,
watch when the watch when the movie came out, the first off, the movie was just mind blowing. Like the animation on that, the stop motion that they did for that, it just blew everybody away. And when they did the promotions for you get these watches, and it's literally like you buy a value meal and for $2 you get a watch. I only had one of them. Now, funny enough, I actually found these later in life, and I actually have them right here.
oh, let me see.
So
I don't think collected all of them. I
this
think I only
is
had the
the
one.
one I had as a
Ooh,
kid,
that's nice. Look at
and I
that.
broke this in PE, and
Oh, that's in
man,
pristine
was I upset.
condition. Look at that. Look
So,
at
but
that.
again, I bought this one again. I bought this as an adult. Like,
And let me ask something. Does that fit your wrist?
no, none of these watches fit my wrist. These are the other two that I have here. I'm missing one.
Oh, so you're
I don't know
missing
if
one
it's
more. The Santa
there.
Claus. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
So
Look
I'm
at that.
missing one more. I'll eventually get it for the collection. But man,
That'd be
these things were like every kid had them. We were running around
for
with these
sure.
things. We were like, we didn't have like actual like good watches, so we are just flexing these things. I remember one kid. I mean, he was the rich kid of the class. He had them all. So
There's always one, isn't there?
every day he wore a different one. And meanwhile, I'm there with my black one. And when that black one broke, bro, I was trying to figure out everything. I was trying to super glue it on. I was just making things worse. I was trying to super glue it on. I was trying to like tape it, and it just wouldn't stay. Then I even got like tape and like tried to tape it onto my wrist, and it was just a mess. I was so heartbroken when I broke that thing in
I think
PE.
that's the reason why it was $199. And
Yeah.
I just out of curiosity, how many times did you ask your mom to take you back to get another one? Like I can only imagine. Let's go back
Oh,
to your kid.
quite a few times, but she never did.
Oh my
But then,
god.
all right, so we had the Nightmare Before Christmas watches, and then following later on, I think it was like in 1997 when Jurassic Park: The Lost World came out. We had these watches, the Jurassic
Yeah.
Park watches. Now these were dope looking. Like these had like, I feel like these are a better quality. Now these I have all four. So, but
You have all four of these. Where did you get these?
I had the ugliest one, and my mom would.
Which will be the ugliest one?
The ugliest one to me was this
Let me
one.
see.
It basically has like dinosaur parts in it, and it floats. It's like watery or whatever. And
Got it.
yeah, this one. But I had a dinosaur. My buddy had the one I wanted,
And which one was that one?
which was this one.
Of course.
This one opens up.
Oh
It's
my
just this thing
goodness.
was.
Look
And
at
again,
that.
these things, I wish I could wear these now. Like I would flex these. I would if I go to cons and stuff, I would wear these things.
For
But
sure.
yeah, no,
No,
these
definitely.
yeah, these things were sick. This one, because of time, I guess the reflective eye thing doesn't really, it's not really capturing. It's a little dead, but
Okay, yeah, I see it. I remember the
it
reflective
was
eye.
yeah, you see it
Was
there. It's a
the eye
dinosaur
of the
eye.
raptor, right? I believe it was the eye of the raptor.
Yeah, and then this one was just like a whole dinosaur scenario.
Oh
I don't know,
man.
it's
Oh
capturing
my
it.
god,
There
you're
you
taking
go.
me back. Oh my god, those are
But these
nice.
watches, like, yo, you would literally go to Burger King, you would get the kid a Happy Meal, and then like, oh, on top of your Happy Meal, yo, let's throw in some watches.
Yeah,
$2, you get a watch. And if I had to like guess what inflation would be with something like this, you're probably paying like $7.99.
easily. No, easily for sure.
Maybe $9 just to get a watch for the kid. And like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
$2, a little more reasonable. And then they had that whole thing out there. It was just crazy. Like the good times, the I don't want to say the cheap times because they weren't cheap. I mean,
They
the
weren't cheap. I
items
guess you
were
adjust it for inflation, it'd probably be, it seems cheaper now, I think, but I don't know. $199 didn't seem that bad back then either, if you ask me.
and
It
to
really
be
did.
honest, like I mean, those things were flexes. I mean, everyone was like flexing these in school. Again, I wanted that cover one. And the crazy thing, you would go and ask, like, oh, can I get that one? And they're like, no. Like I remember when I went, they're like, no, we're out of that one. That's one that every kid wants. I'm like, of course it is. And then they're like, oh, we have this one with the eye and we have this one with the parts. They gave me the one with the eye. I literally opened it and it was broken. So I was like, oh, this one's broken. So then they gave me the other one. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm stuck with this one with the floating dinosaur bones.
Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine, it breaking so easily. So I'm like, that's why it was $199.
That's why they're $199.
Definitely doesn't go in water. Forget it. And they're not gonna last someone. There's no 35 millimeter meter watch. These are just these may last you a month. Okay, so it was definitely. I remember the Rugrats one.
Yeah, so
these I remember.
The last one was the Rugrat watches. Yes.
Yeah, that's what the last one. I mean, those are the last ones I remember.
And the funny thing is, I was already like later in high school, so like these didn't catch my attention, but I know my cousins had these.
Right.
So
they were still flexing the watch.
Yeah, and I think they had a button that you would press, and like you would hear like apart from the movie, or like you would hear one of the characters talking. So
okay, yeah. I think I was kind of phasing out the watches at this point, so I don't remember. I didn't get any of these. So, and again, McDonald's is more my thing, and so that's
But yeah, Burger King was killing with the watch game, and later on they did do a watch set in the 2000s when they released the Star Wars movies, and I have those, but we'll leave those for a 2000s conversation. But
sure.
I have those. Those are my original ones. I have them like in the closet back there in the tins.
That's awesome.
Like that. But yeah, man, they did these watches, and it's just, and the value, like $199. You get these watches, and
they must have been $199 throughout all of them. I mean, this is. I mean, you got to figure what this is. Rugrats, you got to figure what 96, 97 maybe.
Well, this is the movie, the Paris movie. So I think
that's what I'm saying. Paris movie, like 96, 97.
Well, no, I think that movie was 99.
Oh, it was.
Like,
so at the end, $199. Look at that.
Yeah. So
you got to figure from 1993, $199 to 1999.
Yeah.
Inflation between those.
They weren't moving things like that back then. Like the inflation wasn't hitting how it is now. Like every year we go up 50 cents to $1, $2, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but then watches aside, Burger King was still killing the game with something that's probably still sought out by collectors. And of course, this is an IP that has a massive following, especially in the card game area, and that's Pokemon. Pokemon had this set of gold-plated cards that came in a Pokeball.
Wow.
Whenever you got like a Happy Meal or something like that, you just for $2, there it is, $199. You could get a gold-plated Pokeball.
That is
a gold-plated card in a Pokeball. I have one of those downstairs. It's a Charizard that hasn't been opened.
Really? So it's still sealed in its wrapping.
The box has a little wear on it, but the actual packaging of the ball and stuff like that, it's still in the plastic seal. This thing was crazy because Pokemon hit. I was really into Pokemon. My cousins, who were about like 6, 7 years younger than me, were super into Pokemon, and we were going after these things like crazy. I remember the bed I had in my grandma's house. We had gotten them all. Literally, we gotta catch them all. We put them on top of my bed. I had like this back thing that was just wood, and we had all of them lined up. And it was such a dope little display thing. Like my cousin would get them, like, oh, we got to put them. Like we basically said that this is gonna be the overall collection for everyone. So awesome. We put them in my room, and these things, man, it was a pretty sick little setup, and the quality on it, you would think, $199 is gonna be cheap. No, man, these things were like heavy duty
quality. And let me ask you something. Were these cards that you can actually play in the game if you want, or were these just kind of collector sets?
No, it's like a collector's thing. They didn't have like power-ups or anything. It wasn't part of the actual card game, the Pokemon card game. This is just like a thing, like Pokemon was hot and they did a collab. As you can see, like the cups and the fry thing had like Pikachu on it. But yeah, this thing was just a massive hit that to this day people are looking for them, and like there are people like flipping them for a pretty expensive price point,
like on eBay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that looks, again, $199. Look at that. That is incredible. And so they had some weight to them, like the cards.
Yeah, they definitely had some weight to them.
I love how you said you kind of displayed them, and I'm just like looking at the same time. I'm looking in the back of your room. I'm just like, oh, this is probably where it kind of started, the whole thing, like your whole collection thing. Like
I've always been a collector, and every time I got anything, I just had to figure out how to display it. Like when I got into Goosebumps, I literally got a bunch of Goosebumps books and basically like just wanted to display them all after I got them. And my mom's like, I'm not buying you any more until you read all of these. I'm like, well, I'm reading them. It's just I'm displaying them first. Like I'll go and come home with like 5 books, read one, and I'm like, oh, I'll get to the other ones. She's like, I'm not buying you any more books until you go through them all. And I go, you just want them because of their art? I go, well, yeah, I do, but
I think that's what they're known for. I mean, the art was amazing. So yeah, that'll be another episode too. So but yeah, I just noticed that the display. I'm like, oh, look at that. That's where it started.
Yeah. Another item that hits another very popular company, if you will. Disney had a collaboration. They have several collaborations with Burger King, and you got the Disney glasses. Now I have 7 of these. I am missing the Beauty and the Beast one. I have them all.
Is it the most rare one?
They're actually right there in that shelf. All of them, except for the Beauty and the Beast in the box. Out of these, like, I mean, I think we had 2 of these. I think we had Aladdin and Lion King. To be honest, those are the ones I cared about. I didn't care about the other ones.
I think I had Dumbo. I remember getting Dumbo, Aladdin, and I want to say Pinocchio. Mm-hmm. And I think this is around the time when, I'm sure you remember, I think it was coincide with the Disney Vault. Do you remember that one, when you had the VHS tapes, and then like, because obviously Dumbo and all these animations wasn't our generation, but they would re-release in the 90s a Disney Vault, and there was a collab with Burger King with these cups. So it was like, oh, okay. So because once it was in the vault, it was in the vault. You wouldn't be able to get it on VHS.
Right. They would take it out. It wasn't available to purchase for a certain amount of time. Then they would re-release it.
Yeah. And so, I remember these cups very, very vividly. Like it takes me back. It's just like, you're looking at these. I'm like, wow. I remember that they were being plastic. I don't remember they were glass, right?
Yeah, these are glass. And
these were glass.
Yeah, these are glass.
Interesting. See, the ones I have are plastic.
I think it's like a fake plastic glass type of thing.
Okay,
I have them there, but I wouldn't want to drop one to test it. But I remember I opened one and it feels like glass. But the crazy thing about this is the price point on these is 89 cents. I believe you had to buy like a specific like meal, like a Whopper meal or something like that. But then for 89 cents, you get one of these.
How much are these going for now? How much would you
I got the set that I got for a really very good price, but I've seen them go for like 50, 60 bucks.
I wonder which one is like the rare one. Obviously you said you don't have the Beauty and Beast one. I can only imagine.
So there I don't think there's a more rare one than the others. But they pretty much, like, if you want to buy an independent one, you're looking at like $10-15. They're selling independently. I got my whole set of 7. I think I was able to finagle the guy to like $18 for all, because he was just sitting on
great. No, it's great. Yeah, for sure. And the thing is, I don't know if you remember, do you remember them, if you were using them quite often, that the picture would fade?
Yeah, because I mean, we didn't have dishwasher where I was living, so you would wash these things by hand and stuff like that, and just scrubbing the inside and the outside, just, it getting a sponge to it and getting the glass and the wear. I guess it will start like chipping that paint. Yeah. It is like like it's painted on, or it's printed on. But this is a lot of people that do collect that 90s collections have these. And I'm still on I'm not gonna say I can't find the Beauty and the Beast one. I've found it, but people are just charging like hella, and they know if you're buying that one, it's probably to complete a set. So I've seen like the Dumbo and Pinocchio one with the box, and they're like $3, $4. But then Beauty and the Beast, I guess that would be. It's not that it's rare; it's just that it's a higher quality movie that people deemed a little more important, or like they liked better. So Beauty and the Beast is a very popular 90s movie versus Pinocchio and Dumbo, even though Pinocchio and Dumbo are absolute classics.
Of course. Yeah. I think again, associated with the 90s, where animation was, just king. I mean, you got hits after hit after hit. So I get it. I get why Beauty and the Beast would be, like, I guess, the most rare one.
Yeah. So then you had these cups, but then there was a release of a movie that I feel people still like overlook, and to me this was a great movie. Like I enjoyed it, and I understood it when it came out. So there was a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger called Last Action Hero.
Oh my god!
And Last Action Hero had a collaboration with Burger King. Here's the thing. I didn't see this movie in theaters. I remember my uncle and aunt would leave my cousins at my grandma's house. So I would ask my mom, can I stay at my grandma's house? Because my cousins are going to be there. And they went out that night and they went to go watch this movie. After they got out of the movies, they went to Burger King and got like all of us, all the kids, like Burger King. And then they had these cups. The awesome thing about these cups is if you look at that picture right there, it's actually two pieces. It's the cup, and then that film reel looking thing is just like a little cylinder that goes over the cup, and you rotate the cup and hold that, and it actually moves. They have an animation on there that those lines make it seem like it's moving. So you're actually getting like a scene of the movie in there.
That's
Bro, when I
incredible. Like
saw that,
the ingenuity is
yeah,
amazing.
I was just like, this is the future. Like these cups are the future. Like, are you kidding me?
This is it. Every cup should have this.
It's a video on a cup.
Yes.
So awesome. And then to talk about the movie, that movie was literally like, it was meta. It was literally poking fun at the genre that he basically ran.
Yeah.
Action hero movie. And like he was saying all his cheesy lines, punching a glass and it doesn't affect him. But then when he's in the real world, he punches a glass and he's like, wow, that really hurt.
Yeah, I think the one I say is like, it's like, where are you going? I'll be back. I bet you didn't know I was gonna say that. I'm like, you always say that.
Like, Bubby, baby, bubba, bubby. But you didn't know I was gonna say that because no one knew you were gonna say that.
That's what I like. It was definitely meta before meta was like a thing.
Such an overrated movie. It's a great movie, and if you understand why it is the way it is, understand he's poking fun at himself. I think people enjoy it more. But people went to watch this movie expecting like a great action movie. Like, understand? Yes, it does have action. It's a good movie, but the point of it is literally he's pointing the finger at himself, making fun of his own genre, and basically saying, "I know this. It can be ridiculous at times."
Of course, but I think that's what I loved about the movie because again, it wasn't just that, but it was also where he loved the movies itself, and I think as a kid I related to that, and I was just like, oh my god, okay. And I guess with the whole meta being meta thing, and he confronts himself, and he's like, hey, you caused me a lot of pain over the years. And it's just like, it was definitely out there. I don't think at the time, anybody got it, but I just liked the cameos that were in there and stuff like that. I think Sharon Stone made a cameo. I think, what's his name? T1000 made a cameo too. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger had asked him, hey, can you just make a quick cameo, just kind of walking in the same suit? And he's like, yeah, sure. No problem. I was just like,
but it was a great movie, great play on the actual genre. Definitely underrated 90s movie.
But I think that cup, man, oh my god, like if they brought those back, I'd be like mind blown because that would still blow kids away. I think you could today
go on Mercari or eBay, you'll find them. I think I saw them when I was looking up the info for this. But
nice. Now, yeah, I think I want to get one.
Now the next thing is very close to my heart because I have 2 whole cases back here celebrating a fandom that I'm into. Do you remember the Burger King Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle VHSs?
Of course. I have never gotten one, but I remember them. I remember them being for sale. I would go through the drive-thru and
I believe they were 99 cents. 99 cents. That's it.
For VHS.
Happy. I think the qualifier was you had to buy a Happy Meal, and then for 99 cents, because you see at the top the branding there, it says Burger King Kids Club. That's the club with the cartoons we showed in the beginning, the characters. And for 99 cents, you get one of these movies. So I believe I had all 4. Like my mom knew my obsession with these guys, and she's like, okay, she literally bought 2 in one visit, and then we went back for another visit, and then we got the other 2. And I literally like I knew which ones I had, so I'm like, no, I need this one and this one. And I had all of them, played the shit out of these episodes.
Let me ask them. This was from the cartoon?
These are episodes from the cartoon. It's literally a 22-minute episode on a VHS.
Okay.
So it's if you think of it now, it's like a waste of a VHS because 22 minutes on one VHS. Like it's nothing. They could have easily put all 4 episodes on one tape. But I understand the sales part of it back then.
Yeah, of course.
Sell 4 independent tapes at $1 versus one
money.
tape. Yeah.
Oh, they got to make the bottom. They got to make the money. They got to make the money.
And I don't know what the cost of making a VHS tape costs, but it has to be stupid low for them to
I'm sure.
produce
I'm sure of it.
four.
I'm sure of it.
But man, these things when I got them, I remember they had the Happy Meal toys, and then you could get this stuff. And I had like 3 of the Happy Meal toys, but the tapes were the things that I was like, I need all of them. I remember that Houdini episode, that basically was them with this guy who ran a magic shop, and then there was an episode where the meatballs would turn into these mutants and
Oh,
hunt them in the
I remember
story.
that. I remember just watching that on television, but I
Yeah,
remember that episode. I remember that
yeah.
episode. Was that a 2 episode when you saw it on TV, kind of like they would show one episode and then, or was it all continuously one episode?
One whole episode.
Got it.
It's not like those Nickelodeon shows where it did like half episode or half stories for like 15 minutes or whatever. No,
Yeah.
TMNT was one full episode each episode. Like, you got the full 22 minutes. Remember, you had commercials would be the whole full 30 minutes.
Who would have
Yeah,
thought that VHS tapes at fast food restaurants would be like such a hot commodity?
Yeah.
Like that's incredible.
So that was BK. At least that's what I can remember BK having as far as their add-ons. Those watches were so crazy. I had to have them all. Now I do. For the most part, I need one more for the nightmare for Christmas. But now we'll give your fast food some light, and we'll do some McDonald's deep dives. So McDonald's had their own cup situation and VHSs. The first ones we have to talk about, one of the most iconic characters, cartoons of the 90s, 80s and 90s, Garfield.
Yeah.
Garfield
this is what I remember. Like, look at these are like, so I guess these were made for like coffee. I don't know why they were in mugs. I don't know. McDonald's had a thing about mugs, and we'll get into that later. But like, I remember seeing these, and I'm like, I never read a Garfield cartoon strip in my life, but I remember going with my grandmother, and I go, Grandma, can I have one of these? And she goes, yeah, no problem. Now, granted, I don't know how much they sold for. I can only imagine they were $1.99 as well, but maybe, like everyone had like a little comic strip.
Yeah, I think they were maybe in the dollar range, maybe $1.99, because this was maybe late 80s, early 90s. Like me and my brother talked about it. We had the one on the skateboard. Like I remember having the one of him on the skateboard.
I remember having I think the seesaw one and the skateboard. I remember, and those are the only two I've ever collected. But I remember there were comic strips, and you'd read them, and they were kind of funny and stuff like that. But what I remember the most, I have one in storage, and I wish I had it. But like what I remember the most is that these never faded. No matter, I don't know what they did. I don't know what McDonald's did. These had never faded and still in pristine. Like it's still the embossing of the picture is still on there, no matter how hard you scrubbed it. I'll never forget. I'm like, wow, this is still in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
So I mean, but they went to mugs after mugs and stuff like that. But I mean these are iconic. Like these just bring me back to a time of like, oh my god, I can pinpoint, be there. I'm in the backseat of my grandma's like station wagon. I'm just like, I need to have one of these, and it just transcends you there.
Yeah. No, and now seeing them, I'm screwed because now I want them. I'm gonna look for them.
Yeah, now you're gonna look for them.
Here goes going on eBay and Macari.
Yeah, let's see how much they go for.
Yeah, but we'll give it to that. But Garfield it's an iconic. So I remember Garfield. He was everywhere. He had joke books. He had toys. He had that phone that was literally his whole body, and his eyes will open up when you pick up the receiver. Like he was just all over the place. And funny enough, some people will tell you that Heathcliff was more iconic than Garfield. Not to me. I would watch Heathcliff cartoons, but Garfield was it. And Garfield was like a variety show because it was Garfield, and then he had a segment on his show where it was those barnyard animals.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
and stuff like that.
I remember. I think Heathcliff. If you had to compare it now, I think Heathcliff was the Timu of Garfield.
Yeah, I mean,
like I see why people got it confused.
The animation on Garfield, I think, was a higher quality.
Definitely.
So, back to McDonald's and their stuff. Now, you brought this up to me. I don't remember this. I didn't know that McDonald's did VHSs.
Yes, and I think this was a Christmas special. They always had a Christmas special. There it is. I'll never forget this. Like, now, granted, you look at these movies. I mean, the $6.99 for a VHS, that is like a steal back then. A steal.
Right, because they went for like
you look at these movies, these are like, you got Back to the Future. That was an 84 movie. And this, you're talking about, this was like 1992, 1993, maybe something
Right.
around like that. And these were like Five Goes West, which I believe was a second Five. It was a sequel to Five.
Yeah.
That was, I think, 89 maybe, and that was my introduction with these VHSs, because I was in love with movies, and again, I would go with my grandmother, and she would, oh yeah, let me get all three of them. She wanted to get Field of Dreams, and I wanted to get Land Before Time, Back to the Future. I wanted all of them, like $6.99. Do it, and it came in this little cardboard box, and that's how you got it in McDonald's. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, okay, they're doing this now. Let's. As a kid, I'm like, let's go watch a movie.
Now, crazy thing is, Five Goes West. I actually had that. My grandma got it for me. Land Before Time, I had it like bootleg. I had it like recorded from somewhere.
Oh, okay. So maybe
but
television.
Funny enough, I remember we talked on the last podcast. I got like a lot, like ALOT lot of VHSs with a VCR, and all the Land Before Times were there, and almost all, actually all the Land Before Times are in a clamshell case, with the exception of the first one. That one's actually in the cardboard case, and I have that back there. Yeah.
Was that one? I guess I assume Disney took over, or because I remember Disney had the clamshell case. Wasn't that like
I just think that they when they were marketing the movies, the first one came out so long ago that they were just like, that's the branding that they went for, the style, which was the cardboard. And then they saw that kids movies were coming in those clamshells, and they're just like, all right, so we could be in the kids section and kind of mirror all the other, basically all the kids movies at that point were going in the clamshells. So they went all from the second one on, they're on clamshells. But the first one is like that. It's in a cardboard box.
Wow. Yeah, I'll never forget that as long as I live. VHS at McDonald's. They don't do that nowadays, but they did it back then.
And Back to the Future is an absolute classic. It's
of course.
I
think I just bought it.
Say it's probably one of the greatest trilogies, considering that the third one is the weakest one, but it's definitely in the conversation of one of the greatest like trilogies that come out.
Doubt. It's almost near perfect in my opinion.
So now, are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're actually representing right now.
I am representing
Batman cups from Batman Forever. Yes. Batman Forever did a whole meal thing in McDonald's. You got the fries, the regular cups for your soda, the bag. I mean, if I could go back and tell myself, yo, don't throw this stuff away, I would. So you see those fry holders there?
Yeah.
Whatever character is on the front, on the back, you had like a little bio. We don't have that image here, but I remember each one of them, like you had like a bio, like Batman's Bruce Wayne, and he was pursuing like Chase Meridian, and he's a philanthropist. How do you say that word? And it even said something about Dick Grayson. And then, Two-Face story that he was a lawyer. Robin, how he was, or Dick Grayson, how he was in the Flying Graysons, and then he joined Batman. It was just, it was an experience. You go to McDonald's, you get your food and stuff like that. But on top of the actual, the production of your meal stuff, the glass cups.
The glass cups.
God, those glass cups had still me iconic. In a freaking chokehold because I needed them all. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you that those glass cups, like we would basically I think we had two in my house. We had the Batman one and we had the Riddler one. And
that's funny. I never had the Batman one. I never had the Batman. I had the Riddler and Two-Face.
Yeah. Now I have all four because I collected them.
Here's what I found.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. There's the
see how it has the bio?
Has the bio of Bruce Wayne, and there it is. It's like almost like a card where you flipped over a card and they give you a little synopsis of who they were.
Yeah. So but the cups, I remember it's so crazy that I needed them all. We only got two, and now I have all four, and I even helped your fiance get all four for you. So I figured we could do in the spirit for Val Kilmer, R.I.P. We'll take a little swig of something. Here's that Batman, and I'll pour our drinks in here for Val Kilmer.
Yep. So we say, cheers, Val Kilmer. Rest in peace.
Get a little Coke Zero in here for you.
Yeah. A little tea. I think a lot of people were didn't like you at the time. Everybody wanted Michael Keaton, but you look back on it now, and he wasn't bad. I gotta admit, he wasn't He wasn't a bad Batman or Bruce Wayne.
I was like, where's Michael Keaton? Why the hell? But then when I watched the movie, I was just like, the movie was, I liked Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the
I
fourth
think it doesn't
one,
get enough
not a fan of
hype. I did too.
Batman Robin, but Batman Forever was a different. It was a different take. Cinematically, it felt bigger. The
Yeah.
world felt bigger and stuff like that. But I think he did a good job initially, and then when I go back and watch it now, and I have more of appreciation for it. And
Yeah,
definitely,
for sure.
Val Kilmer I mean, it's just so sad what happened, that he got throat cancer and he was fighting that battle. And then there's a whole documentary, and there's some videos out there you could watch about Val Kilmer, how they kind of like exiled him from Hollywood for a while because of some stuff that went down, and he didn't want to play by their rules, and he documented everything on video. But
I
anyways,
remember. Yeah, I saw that documentary. It's
hey man,
incredible.
cheers to you,
Cheers.
cheers to Batman, cheers to
Cheers
Val
to
Kilmer.
Val, rest in peace. Yeah, man. Those glasses were so iconic. I mean, I mean, come on. Just look at this. There's no printing on it. This is like literally 3D printing, and it's embossed. Like it was made this way.
Yeah. And
I'll stand the test.
One thing, the crazy thing to me is, so we had that one and we had this one growing up. This is the Riddler cup.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, ice cream never tasted better to me. I don't know what it was. Something my brain started doing.
Were you the only one? Oh my God.
Ice cream in this cup tasted incredible. I would literally go have my grandma get chocolate ice cream from the farm store, from La Vaquita.
You just blew my mind right now. Couldn't believe it. La Vaquita and I'll never forget the La Vaquita. Now, that's a farm store drive-through place in Miami, and I don't know if they're around the country, but they're iconic in Miami. Yeah. And the ice cream in a box, I'll never forget it.
Yeah, but dude, I would get ice cream, put it in this cup. I remember eating ice cream in other cups, and I don't know when it happened that it clicked. But I was like, it doesn't taste the same. In this cup, for some reason, it's the peak of chocolate ice cream. So what I'll do is put the ice cream in here. And this doesn't hold much. This is the smaller of the cups. Put like maybe 2, maybe 4, 3 scoops in here. Let it sit for like 5 minutes. Then get a little soft, and bro, go ham. I would eat so much. I would tell my grandmother, "Can you go buy more ice cream?" And she's like, "Mijo, you're going through the box of ice cream by yourself." And then she literally figured out that it was this cup. So I think she even like hid this cup for a while just so I wouldn't eat ice cream. But
I can't believe you just broke up some crazy memory. I did the same thing, except for vanilla ice cream.
This glass cup and the Riddler one, not the Batman one, the Riddler cup and chocolate ice cream. I was just tearing it up. It was great. It was.
Well, you got to figure. I guess the Riddler one's a little shorter than the Batman one, so I figure like the Batman one. So the Riddler one's about like this much shorter. So
I'll hold them up right here. So.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, something about that. It was like a perfect size for ice cream,
and
like
they are glass, right?
Oh yeah. Glass.
But yeah, man, that was that Riddler. I mean, that Riddler cup and the ice cream was crazy. The whole set. I'm glad to have them now as an adult. I'm glad you have them because you're actually the Batman guy of us, and I'm here representing, wearing my Robin shirt, and I got my Nightwing hat on. Nice. This is a reprint of the shirt I wore at my 10th birthday, which I did a whole theme on, and when I went down there to Miami. And my buddy from the print lab down there on Instagram, I'll put his handle on there. He made this for me, and the quality on it's just ridiculous. I was looking for a vintage shirt of it, and I found one on eBay, and they're selling for like $200. And I was like, I made an offer, a modest offer. And the guy's like, I'll do 175. I was like, nah, bro, keep it. It's fine. I don't even know if that shirt's gonna fit me. It said extra large, but I remember it being a kid's shirt.
Right.
Anyways. And now we'll do the last cup that McDonald's had. Basically came as a kind of like a combo, because you would get like a combo, and then I believe you ordered like a float or something like that. And you could they had several versions of these things, but it was the Coca-Cola glass.
Oh my God, the Coca-Cola. Now I just want to reiterate that this Coca-Cola glass is not something from the 90s. I mean, this is something like, I think they brought it back, speaking of nostalgia and retro, they brought it back from the 50s and 60s and from the diner era of Coca-Cola. And this is how you used to have a float in the diners. And so McDonald's like, well, we're going to bring the float here, and you get to keep a collectible Coke glass. And I had one of these. It's like this iconic Coke glass, and it's incredible how like for some reason it just a Coke tastes better. And it was definitely a mind thing, but a Coke tasted better in this glass for some reason, and a float even better.
Yeah, and right there, $1.59. I think that $1.59 was the glass with the float.
Yeah, you would get the float, and then you would just keep the glass and take it home and wash it and use it as a glass, or use it for your Coke.
Bro,
or
I remember
or whatever,
going to people's houses and seeing like just a shelf filled with them. Like they were getting them. I think later on they had like a whole different color scheme of them. They came in multiple colors, but the 90s ones were just straight up clear. That one says Coca-Cola on the front. I believe it was like it was an whatchamacallit, like it was printed on there, but then the other ones had it like engraved, kind of like the style of the Batman cups, where it was just like chiseled Coca-Cola on it.
Yeah. But man, definitely. But I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that glass, because I always figured that was a float glass. So I would put ice cream in it and then put root beer. I wasn't a big fan of root beer, but I would do cherry Coke. That was my thing. I'd just make a cherry Coke float and literally watch Nick. That's how it was.
That was, I mean, the crazy thing is, like, I don't think they do that stuff in these fast food places.
They don't. No, they don't. I to this day, they still do the Happy Meals. That's fine. I mean,
right.
But I've never seen the 90s was a place of here's some add-ons. I mean, granted, you're not going to sell VHSs because of the time we're living in. We're in a streaming world.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just don't do that anymore.
All right.
So I think that was so great about it. Like here's some extra add-ons, and it wasn't that much more expensive. It was just like, oh yeah, here's just like $1.99 and stuff like that. And so, it was something that I truly cherish, and it was awesome.
Yeah. So now, what's the next segment have to do with?
I think the next segment. You hear that?
Yeah. What we got? Go get it. So, in the 90s, we had the Ice Cream Man.
Oh, the Ice Cream Man. And the iconic Ice Cream Man.
That guy came into your neighborhood, you needed to bust that Olympic speed and just whatever you were doing, whatever TV show you were watching, doesn't matter if it's the prime. Like for me, my prime show was Power Rangers at 4:30. If that thing was on, you know what, bro? I gotta go book it, because the Ice Cream Man was coming, and that dude, he's going at a slow pace, but if you miss him, he's gone.
You had to stop him. You had to flag him down like a taxi
and be like, "Hey, stop!"
Yeah, and you were hoping. I'll never forget this. You were hoping other kids were running to flag him down, because then that means you could catch up with it. And you're just like, oh, thank God they stopped him.
Is, in my block, it was always, again, it was me, my brother, and like 5 cousins in my house. So we had an army in my house. So the minute we heard it, I remember, like, if I heard it, I'm like, yo, I'll send one of like the smaller. I'm like, yo, make sure just go stop him, and I'll get up and go follow. But always one of the kids in my house stopped, and then once we stopped him, the kid across the street came out. This other kid over here, the kid 3 houses down. And I'm just like, yeah, you're welcome, fuckers. Because I'm the one that fucking stopped them. Every time it was stopped in front of my house, because I think we would book it out there.
Before the money, it was before the ice cream truck. I had to like beg my mom, money, give me some money. The ice cream truck's here. And like she would give me like some change, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, Mom, this is not enough. I need like $1.25. What do you want? And so. So yeah, that's how it was.
The ice cream guy used to love to stop in front of our house because he would make all that money.
Yeah, he knew that the front of our house was that was the spot.
That was the
all the kids would converge. Like, I'm telling you, within 6 houses in front of my house, there's like 2 or 3 kids in each one of those houses, and like we would run outside, stop him, and then we're so in the jam of going to go get him. And like, okay, he stopped. Now we run back inside to Abuela, Grandma, can I have some money for the Ice Cream Man? And she would look at me. She's like, yeah, okay. And mind you, our parents didn't give her money for this. So she's just like, there's fucking 6 of you. I gotta give you 6 each, a fucking $1.
Oh my God. And $1 got you a lot. $1 got you a lot.
Yeah. so ice cream wise, they had an array of ice creams, but there's
Oh my
also
god.
other things on this truck. But look at that, that setup
That
right there.
selection, bro. That selection, bro. That like it was overwhelming as a
Yeah.
kid. Just like, okay, which one am I gonna do? What
And
am I
then
gonna do?
if you're a fan of certain like cartoons, they had so like even on there you have the TMNT, which I would get those every once in a while. Granted, a lot of these character ones, when you got them and took them out of the wrapper, they're a little deformed. They weren't as
They were the
pristine
funniest faces I've ever
as the package shows them.
Yes.
Tweety definitely was cross-eyed a few times. That gumball was sometimes
Yeah.
like placed in the wrong spot and stuff like
Same
that.
with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was just like it looked like some of them were on crack.
Yeah.
Just
But-
like it was
But man, that thing was like those ice creams were so crazy, so iconic. The you got the ones that are like characters, and then you had other ones. But do you remember what your go-to ice cream was?
the go-to ice cream for me was two. It was always a hard choice because I loved them both. I loved the strawberry shortcake
Mhm.
and the screwball. Like they were like
Yeah.
hard choices. Like I couldn't figure out because I loved them both. And I would literally go, if I got a screwball last time, I got a strawberry shortcake. But mainly I'd try to go for the screwball.
I was screwball all the time. Like screwball was my go-to. Like
Blue or red.
for the most part, I think the guy that came to our neighborhood only had red. Very rarely did he have blue. But
Interesting. That's funny how you say it, 'cause I think the guy who came to my neighborhood was only blue. I don't think I've ever had a red one. And I remember it was like blue raspberry or can. I couldn't remember which one it was.
Yeah. But man, now we had fire ice cream on there. But do you
Oh, yeah.
remember there was other items on this ice cream truck, at least in my neighborhood?
Yes, there was. Oh my
So-
god. The things on an ice cream truck, bro.
And it's like, which now you don't find. And again, some of these things don't exist. But you had a beeper gum. You had
Yes.
basically a plastic pager, because beepers were a thing, and inside you had the little independent ones, and like you see right there, like, sorry, I'm busy, and on the back you could like write a message. We never wrote anything on these things, but man, that thing, you were like, yo, and then literally on the back it has a clip, and you
could literally clip it to your belt.
clip
Yes.
it to your belt or clip it to your pocket. Go to school the next day. Yo, you wanna gum? Hold on, let me get my beeper real quick and pop that thing open. There you
What
go.
a flex. What a
Yeah,
flex.
Your breath's a little stank, but I got you, dog. There you go. But dude,
What
that
a
beeper
flex,
gum
bro.
was so hard. And look at that color. I mean, everything about that screams.
For
90s.
sure. That looks like the back of your room, bro. Look at that thing. I mean, it's just the neon, the green, the pink,
poster of that.
orange. Yeah, the like look at that. That'll fit right in. If you can find that, that'll fit right into your room, bro.
Aside from the beeper gum, we used to get these once or twice because they're pretty cheap. But we used to get slingshots.
Yes, the slingshots. Oh well, we got it was.
Actually, yeah, let's show that. We
What is
had
that? Oh my
the
God.
cigarettes.
I don't know what the people were thinking when they invented this
Cigarette
shit. Like
gum, like
cigarette gums. Now
you
this
get a
is
little
not
box,
90s.
like the Marlboro box. Put a bunch of sticks of gum, wrap them in a paper that looks like a cigarette, and then I remember what we used to do is like we would put it like in our mouth, and then you would blow, and then a little of that gum dust would come out to be like smoke, and we would like idiots just be there with like these cigarettes in our mouth and act like we were smoking, and then eventually just chew it, and then this gum didn't last. Like the flavor of this gum didn't last.
There's no way. It was definitely a marketing ploy to get us to smoke cigarettes when we turned 18, for sure.
Oh yeah,
like most definitely. It was definitely like get them young. That's what it was, and it's crazy to think I could do without this now. Like I now know that my daughter growing up won't have to worry about this. Like get them young or whatever, because these don't exist anymore.
Right.
Like it's everybody knew like no, you're not gonna do this anymore.
Yeah.
But this was a thing in the 90s. It was just a different time. It was just this was it.
So now going back to what I was saying, like we had those gums, we had the beeper gum, we had the cigarette gums, and then the other thing we would get, at least in my neighborhood, I don't know if you're ice cream truck guy, we had these cheap slingshots.
Yes.
Or like just not great. I think they were like $1. Like, that's literally the one that we had. And the thing is, these things would break. Now I don't know if you remember, there was these other like high-end slingshots that had
Yeah.
the wrist guard.
We're going to the wrist guard. Now, was that sold in your ice cream truck? Because I thought that was sold like somewhere else.
These were sold in the ice cream trucks, but those wrist guard ones, you had to go to like a store or something like that.
Those. Well, I remember a kid in our neighborhood brought it, and he brought like marbles, and he would shoot one of those things, and it would vanish.
Yeah,
like I didn't know where the hell it went.
We would put rocks, pebbles, marbles in this thing, and after like I want maybe like 30, 40 tugs on that thing would just break off. Like
that rubber band, forget it. Forget it.
I think it cost like $2 on the ice cream truck.
I think I wonder if you could get them at the dollar store. Those same ones, but like, the ones on the wrist where like it held you like steady, bro.
And it looked badass. It looked athletic. It was a black thing that kind of goes here. You hold it and it keeps your wrist from bending, and then you pull the thing and for accuracy and stuff like that. And it was a higher end one, but at the end of the day, a slingshot. Like we're literally like getting a thing with like a rubber band and shooting marbles, rocks, and shit. Like, bro, these are things that now you say, hey, you want a slingshot? The fuck do I slingshot?
No. What do you need?
I got my iPad.
And then, of course, cap guns. I mean, sold in ice cream trucks. It wasn't just an ice cream truck. It was like a kid's.
I think like every like
I don't know what it was.
Convenience store and like gas station had them, and they're like $1 or something like that. I remember that I used to go to the flea market with my grandma a lot, and I would get cap guns. And then the funny thing is, the gun comes with one, but then you get like a pack of like 15 for like another $2. So the ammo costs more than the gun did.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're just there, cap, and just pop, 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 pop.
And you only had 6, and if it didn't come with any reloads. You could keep the gun and then buy the reloads somewhere else, but that was it. So,
and then the funny thing is, back to keep with the theme of loud sounding things, we would get those poppers that you would throw on the floor. Look at those things. Granted, they are a little more associated with the 4th of July. But I remember like the ice cream man, he had those too, and I think they're like 50 cents. And it's like sometimes they're in a box, sometimes they're in a little bag. Yeah, you're just throwing them at your feet. They don't hurt. They don't do any damage. Just the sound made you think that if you got hit with one, you would be like that shit was gonna hurt. But no,
it's funny now because you could take one and I could snap it in my finger
and your fingers. Yeah,
nothing. But as a kid, you're like, stop. Like you would tell them, don't do that.
But yeah, man, the ice cream man, that was such a trip. We had, like I said, the screwball was our favorite.
Yeah,
and like that thing is, as you get your little cup, you're eating the ice cream out of there. There you go.
There it is.
And then you got the drenched little gum at the end. And I think later on, I don't know if this was to be funny, they had one that came out that had like 2 balls in it. It's like screwball with 2 balls. I was like,
with 2 balls. I don't know about that. I think we'll go with 1.
I think we'll keep 1 ball. But then, all jokes aside, you need 2 balls sometimes. So
yeah, I guess so.
But then what was that? That other ice cream that I think it got discontinued, and this was a favorite. I never had. I had one, but I know a kid in my block would get this thing all the time. Like, he was obsessed with it. The chocolate taco, choco taco, choco taco.
Choco taco. I never had one of these, but I always. And this wasn't sold on an ice cream truck, was it?
Yeah,
was it?
The ice cream truck had the choco taco.
Yo, look at that thing. This reminds me of that ice cream Breyers came out with in the 90s. That
like
fancy, that's what this reminds me of.
On the plate, and they would like cut it so slowly. The guy had gloves. It was like somebody's butler. I'm like, dude, yeah, that does remind me of that. But that was another episode. But
we're talking about that in an episode. But that's what that looks like.
I've thought about that damn Breyers ice cream so much. Never had it. I never had it.
Never I haven't had it.
Like, it looked like the most delicious thing in the world.
I asked Breyers on X to be like, please bring this back. Just please bring this back. I didn't get a chance to try it. Just please bring it back. So
look at that lineup of cartoon
characters. Look at that lineup, bro.
Spider-Man, SpongeBob. I remember seeing a bunch of like SpongeBob's like all kind of like deformed.
Can you imagine this is all we had to worry about? What type of lineup we were choosing in the
90s. The stress we had in the 90s. Run outside to the ice cream man. Get there. Stop him. Make sure you had enough money. And then, which character am I getting? Well, I'm a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle guy, but I'm also a Power Ranger guy. Yeah. But I do like Sonic. But damn, they do that Spider-Man. Oh, and like you want to be loyal to all your fandoms. Like, all right, you know what? Okay, I'll take that one. All right, I'm taking Spider-Man.
Yeah. And of course, if they didn't have it, they didn't have it. You're like, all right, I'll go with this one then. You know?
Yeah. Now, as we were doing our research, and I'll leave this out there for everyone, there is a very, very like crazy story to that song that we played for the ice cream truck. That was actually the song that almost every ice cream truck played in my neighborhood or as growing up. And this is a song that you, when you think about it, just brings you joy. Like you're like, oh man, you're nostalgic. You go back to it. Oh boy, when we were looking
we
this
learned
up,
something today. Oh my
when we were looking
goodness.
this up, we came across the some information, like a very like dark past to this thing.
Yeah.
And this song
in history.
originally was called Turkey in the Straw. So that one's not that bad. But then there were two, I guess you would say, remixes by some artists that they just destroyed this song with racism.
Yeah,
The
it was
racism
definitely during
attached,
Jim Crow era and stuff like that. Like
the racism attached to that song, and now finding this out, that I'm just like, bro, like that's like another stain on my childhood. That song, a beloved song that reminds me of all this good stuff, is now just like, yo, this was a really bad racist song. Like there's two songs. I could say one of them completely. The other one I can't say. But the first iteration of it was called Zip Coon.
Yeah.
And the second one involves the N-word, want a watermelon. And
Yeah.
I was just like, dude, what is this? Like, why? And then again, we live in the world that we live in, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
But it's just when we were doing our research and we came across that information, my girlfriend told me about it, and I was just like, no, that can't be. And just like literally, like my energy just like,
yeah,
like the
I think it just
racism,
kind of, you know, it's something that you have in your head, that it's just a vivid memory of hearing that song, and it's a happy moment in our childhood. You know, you look back on this history and you're just like, man, you know, it's stained a little bit. It's you know, it's stained. It's just like, oh man, it's, you know, and it's just a time that, you know, it's pretty sad, you know, that they did that back then. But, you know, that being said, you know, it was still a vivid time in our lives that we hear that song and it just brings us back to our childhood.
You think about the experience, you think about what you're doing, the people around you, the ice cream, the excitement, and then again, still, I have fond memories. I'm gonna have fond memories, but now I'm just like, I can't believe that a point of my excitement as a kid is also linked to such a negative like song, such a negative idea that they put to it. But moving on, we'll end it with the movie going experience of the 90s. The movie going experience of the 90s was something that today you can't explain to somebody, because we have all these apps, we have the internet, we have computers, we have this stuff. You want to go watch a movie, you could Google, what time does this play? Or blah, blah, blah. Back then, we would dial 777 film and call MoviePhone.
That's it. And and there was a wonderful guy. I don't know if I could do the voice, but he'd be like, well, welcome to MoviePhone, brought to you by, it would be the radio station, which I think was Y100 in Miami, and the New Times. And then he would go and say what the movie times were. And then like you said, it would be a little trailer, right?
The gentleman's name is Russ Leatherman. And he was basically the voice of MoviePhone and basically just movies for us. You had the guy who did the movie trailers, and then you had this guy. And basically what you would do is you would call, and you want to go watch a movie with your buddies. You call MoviePhone, and you're just like, all right, it gives you a list. It's like, oh, for Jurassic Park, press 1. For Top Gun, press 2. And you would press it, and then it'll tell you, okay, your zip code, I think. It tells you the movie theaters. You pick your movie theater by number. And then it's like, if you would like to hear a quick audio trailer, press 1. You would press it, and literally the trailer, like the trailer you would see in the movie, they had the audio version, and you would hear it right then and there. And then you would just hear it. You would hear it out. I'm just like, okay. And this is normal. This was our thing.
Yeah, this is our thing.
Just like, okay, cool. So then you're there. You're telling your buddies, all right, they have one at 9:30, so we need to be there by like this time. You go out, and that was MoviePhone was a thing, and so much. It was so popular. Such a cultural
It
thing
was.
in the 90s. It was featured in a lot of things. It was on Seinfeld.
Yeah, when Kramer wanted, I think what the episode was, Kramer changed his number. He wanted to get a second number, and he chose 555 flick, and it's actually 555 film. So he was getting all these wrong numbers of the movie phone, and so he just started giving out the movie times on his own.
Paper
Because it's like, whatever, it's just a lot easier, and then he would do the voice, and he would do it like it was, but it was a pop culture. This movie phone, it was everywhere. It was all over the country.
Yeah, I remember. I think I read that AOL had bought it. They bought MoviePhone.
Yep.
They gave it attention in the beginning, but then slowly, like it started to dwindle. People weren't using it, and then technology took off. The internet took off.
The internet blew up, and
they tried to be something else as well. Yeah, you could get your movie times here, but we also have like movie reviews and like these people can talk and stuff like that. And then initially, like in 2014, they just shut down because by that time, all the theaters had their own apps.
Yep.
Fandango blew up.
Yep.
And that people were going to Fandango to just basically buy their tickets online, and you could get the little barcode, the little QR code, and go get your stuff. Yep. But yeah.
Let me tell you something. Back then, movies, you better show up on time to get a good seat. There was no assigned seating.
Up until recently, I want to say before Endgame, 2018, I always showed up to the movies about an hour. If it was a big movie, I always showed up about an hour and a half early. I was the first guy in my group. I would go in groups to the movies, and I was always the first one because I needed to sit center, a little bit towards the back, not the back all the way, but like in the middle, like center.
That was the perfect setting.
And I would
Dark Knight, I think I did that. Dark Knight Rises. I remember the lines that came out of the movie theater just to get a good seat. Like there was no assigned seating. As soon as they put assigned seating, there is no lines anymore. Like, this is your seat, and you better. There's someone there. You better fight for. Like, no, this is my seat. I paid for it. You know.
And the hardest part was going to the movies, being the first one there, and then your people weren't showing up till like later, and then you're the asshole. That's there sitting in a row,
the whole row,
6 chairs. I'm like, oh no, that's safe for somebody. Oh, and then
this whole row is saved. What?
You have Mr. Tough Guy that's on a date. Oh, no one's sitting here now. And I'm just like, bro, are you really gonna?
This is gonna happen.
Are you about to pop off right now because of a damn fucking movie seat? You got here late. You're the one that's late. I was here on time. I'm holding these seats. Like there's that whole meme that I hope somebody does, and it's the guy holding the power morpher. That was me, bro. I got the morpher in the pocket, bro. You about to make it morphin' time up in this bitch.
Yo, and you hated to be the one that had to hold the row or like 5 seats. You know, like
and that was me.
1, 2 seats.
That guy because I was always
the whole row. No, the whole row. Forget it, bro. Yeah, forget it. I'm just like, damn,
crazy time.
It was.
If it wasn't, and before MoviePhone, what was it? We went on like you would check the newspaper.
It was back in the newspaper.
And then go to the back of the newspaper and look up the times.
But back then, people were getting newspapers still to the door. They're not getting newspaper. I mean, even during MoviePhone, you could still look on the back of the newspaper and check the times. Yeah. Now you look back on the newspaper, it's not there anymore. I don't think it's. They're like, we're not wasting printing anymore. There's no point in doing this. Yeah. But I remember the newspapers, they had like the full-on posters on the back of it, like of the blockbuster hit that's coming out that weekend. It'd be like this big spread of the poster, and then you'd have the movie times for all the other ones.
Yep. But man, that was it. That was how we got movie times and went to the movies back then.
Yeah.
Call MoviePhone, check the back of a newspaper, hear an audio trailer. It was different.
It was different.
We are definitely spoiled by technology now. It takes away from the experience, but yeah, man, that's gonna call it. That's the episode.
I appreciate it, Roly.
We did the Burger King and McDonald's extra items you could get. We did the Ice Cream Man experience. We got a crazy little history lesson in internet research, which was so crazy. And then we got the MoviePhone thing. So
that's it.
With that being said, everyone, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for listening.
That is Tony. And please follow us, listen, download, hear this on Apple Music. You can watch us on YouTube and on Spotify and anywhere else you get podcasts. Let us know what other things you would want to talk about. What was your retro experiences? What are things that take you back? Hit us up, let us know. We are on all socials and Rolly's Retro Room on Instagram. So with that being said, Tony, absolute pleasure, my brother. I will see you next week. Everyone, be easy.
Later.